ice effects. Let's do some crystals. Alright guys, before I start this video, I want to make very clear I am not being sponsored by anybody. Everything I've got here, the paint in the airbrushes I'm using here, I bought it for my own money, I earned myself. Nobody gave it to me, nobody gave me samples, and nobody paid me any money to say what I'm about to say. This particular effect is by Inspire, but I only use them because they fairly local to where I live in the UK, and you can get them. You don't need to pay a fortune for shipping. There are different companies, they do the similar product or very much the same product. The effects of that product may be better than this one, they may be worse, I don't know. I've not tried the other ones. I have experience using this one, so enough talk, let's get to it. For the purpose of this exercise, I'll be using two identical aluminum panels. We're gonna put some base coat on it, and we're gonna apply the ice effects, the crystal effects, and we're gonna have a couple of slightly different results of doing that. But let's get to it. Right, so the first aluminum panel I'm gonna keep as it is. I'm gonna keep it aluminum. I'm gonna keep it silver base. So this one is ready. The second one, however, I want to put some candy on, and I'm gonna use most likely green candy. I think I'm gonna go green. In both cases I'm gonna use green, but this one I'm gonna apply green, lighter green candy on the bottom as a base layer. Let's do this. There we go guys, two panels are nearly ready. So I've got very light green candy coats on the first panel, and the second panel stays as it is. Right, the application of the product itself, let's have a look at it. Now you can apply it in many different ways, but the best way I've found personally, because I've done a number of test panels, and believe me, you can get it wrong, and I've done it wrong and I got it wrong many times. But I think the best way of doing it is just a different, well, simple paper towel. You need a little bit, dump it on the towel, and as evenly as possible, just get it across the whole surface. Again, as evenly as you can, so make the whole thing damp. If you're running dry, just put some more, and again carry on across the whole surface of that panel. This one is done. So the candy green one as well, same process, as evenly as you can apply that coats on it. What I found is the wetter you lay it, obviously within the reason, the crystals that are forming is going to be bigger, and the finer you lay it, the drier you lay it, the crystal is going to be very, very fine. You need to be careful, because if you wait too wet, the crystals are just overpower the whole panel, and the next effect will be useless. You'll see that. And if you make it too small, they will not block and cover up whatever you need to be blocked and covered up. So you need to be very careful with it. Have some panels, play with them, and see what kind of experiment you do yourself. We're gonna leave it for 20 minutes, half an hour in room temperature to dry, and I'll revisit that in just a minute. And I'm back approximately half an hour later. There you go, panel number one. Don't know how well you can see it, but we've got some nice and interesting pattern looking here. It's like looks like a frost on your windshield, in your car windshield, in that frosty Monday morning when you need to scrape it off. So that's how it looked like. And the green panel, it's a slightly different pattern, but very much the same. Right, let's put some contrasting colors onto it. Let's do it now. The thing to remember, you need to put light passes, very light passes on color of it. I'm going to put a dark candy green on the green panel, and I'm going to put black on the silver panel. I'm not going to cover it completely. I'm going to put few, maybe like 2 or 3 very light coats, and we're going to see how it looks after I finish. So there we go, few very light passes. They're not exactly consistent, but it doesn't matter. Black, just an example, on the silver base and slightly darker candy green on a lighter green candy base. Let's reveal the design and see how we get this done. Now let's reveal the design and how I get it done. There are a few different ways of doing it. I'll show you the way I like to have it done, which is just the sandpaper block on the soft foam. This one is a 600 grit I'm using here, and a bit of water. Very gently rub it through. Don't press hard at all. And that will do. Let's rinse it off and have a look. There we go, design number 1. You got this cool crystallized effect. You can have a different patterns, slightly thicker crystals here and smaller here, because I applied it heavier on this part and thinner coats on this part. And these smudges over here is what I've done with my finger just to create a different effects. So this is number 1. Again, aluminium panel. Base coat was lighter green candy, and then I applied the effects, the ice effects, and on top of the ice effects I applied the darker color. So after removing it, that's how it looks like. Let's have a look on the second panel. So there we go, the second panel. My method is going to be exactly the same. Bit of water, 600 grit sandpaper, spongy foam, very gently scrape it off. Again, I'm not pressing hard at all. My coats of black were very, very fine, so it's easier to reveal the design. And I think we are done. Let's just rinse it off. Is what we've got. You have to admit, it's a pretty cool effect. Aluminium base panel, crystal effects or ice effects, liquid, and light black on top of it. Now you can leave these as they are, you can use them, you can clear coat them, you can use them as a base for your artwork. You can do all sorts of cool effects with these with this effect. This one in particular, I think I'm gonna just put some candy in. I mean, why not? It looks pretty cool. It's a cool base. It looks great as it is, but if you want to put some color into it, I'll tell you what, let's do it. Let's do it now. Let's make it green and see how it compares to the other one. So here we are, guys, ready product. Couldn't decide which color to use, so I used the a moss green candy on the edges. Then I put some green candy in the middle, and very center of it is a yellow candy, so it kind of blends into kind of picture frame effect. I hope that shows you a multitude of effect you can do with this effect. Show you some different color combinations. It's not clear coated yet. I will clear coat it so I can put some artwork on it. I'll maybe pinstripe it, maybe do some airbrushing on it. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm probably gonna put this panel later on in my little online shop for you guys to have a look at. But that's another story for another episode. There you go. It's a crystal effects or ice effects or some other fucking name the manufacturer puts up on it. The result is more or less the same. So hope that helps you. Hope you like it. And if you do, have a beer. Once again, I am not sponsored by anybody. You can use whatever the fuck the product you want as long as it works for you. It's simple as that. Effects are very much the same. Guys, subscribe to my channel if you want to see what I'm going to do with this panel. At some point, it's going to be available in my little online shop at cambridgepinstriping.com. There are some other goodies over there you can buy. But for the time being, I hope you like it. And again, thank you very much for watching. Rock hard, have a beer, and we'll see you very soon.